What's going on, you guys? We had to mute my TV. What's going on? Happy Friday. Yes, it is. Come on in and smash that like button, you guys. Trigger TV is in the fucking building, baby. Baby. Don't you know? Yes, you guys, we are going to talk about some serious stuff today. We are getting into it. We are going to talk about the betrayal of Adam Montgomery. Okay, the Harmony Montgomery story. I'm telling you, this is a rabbit hole, baby. It gets deeper and deeper and deeper. We are going to take you through the odds and the ends of this case, and oh, the audacity, the audacity. So, welcome to the show, you guys. Welcome to another episode of Trigger. I love you so much. Welcome to the building, Big J. Welcome to the building, y'all bless. Welcome, you guys. I'm so glad that you're here, my king and queen in the building. Shout out to you two. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support. Thank you. And shout out on the last show, you guys, to Dark Trish for the Cash App. Shout out to 82 for the Cash App. And also shout out to my girl Jane Locke for the Cash App for supporting the show, you guys, supporting the stream. We love you and appreciate all of you guys so much. And I always want to give you guys love and tell you how much we appreciate you. So thank you for that, you guys. Listen, before we get into the story, before we do anything, I don't want to hold you. Let's get those disclaimers popping real quick. So let me go ahead and let you know. Let's go ahead and get them up and running. The disclaimers. You guys know that Trigger TV is never, ever, ever for kids. So we know that if you're in the snow like me, them kids may be home with you, but they do not belong in the room, baby. Baby, get them out of there. They do not need to be watching Trigger TV, okay? Because it definitely may trigger them. And we do not want that. We want them to be triggered with amazing things. You know what they can be. You know their future. Stuff like that. They need to be going. They need to be going to work, not to work on the TV at Trigger TV. So get them out the building. We all know that also to you, this may be traumatizing. This may be a little triggering for even our audiences that are over 18. So I do want to put a trigger warning in the chat. All my moderators in the building, which I know you are, please drop a trigger warning in the chat. Okay. And also, I don't want to hold you. Let's get that mission statement popping because you know how we do it. Mission statement. Let's go ahead and get that up and running because listen, we are doing it. It never changes. We are bringing one heart. And listen to me. I'm telling you, hearts all on the floor on this one heart, one mind, one soul together, one day at a time, providing love and support to victims of violent crimes and family members grieving their loved ones due to their stories being untold, and bringing back a sense of humanity to help all communities in any way possible to end the violence. You hear what I'm saying when I tell you to bring back a sense of humanity. Okay? Humanity is the only word capitalized in these mission statement. So listen, I'm making a statement. Humanity, please do not forget about humanity. What do I tell you at the end of the streams? Even when humanity is not kind to you, be kind to humanity, okay? All because they change, you don't. Now, without further ado, I want to jump right into this Adam Montgomery case, this Adam Montgomery interrogation. Okay, this thing goes deep, okay? But listen, before I even take you there, because of my audience is not so familiar, and we want to get you familiar, we're going to familiarize you, okay, with the brilliant timeline of what happened. I'm going to take you through this timeline real fast. It's a 6 minute clip. And then we're going to play the interrogation, okay, of Adam Montgomery, okay? You guys saw the description, very detailed. The Adam, so we're going to take you to the timeline. Let's get you to the timeline first, okay, so you can see what took place, okay? And it's 6 minutes. We're going to get you to that clip real quick. So let's go ahead and share that screen real quick, and let me get you to see what I see, okay? Do you see what I see, baby? Do you feel what I feel? Okay? Do you feel what I feel? I'm sure you do. If you're over here at Trigger TV, you see what I see and you feel what I feel. And I'm glad that you're here because these are the cases that we have to pay attention to. These are the stories that get told real quick and then we forget about them. Okay? So let me tell you real quick. Here is the timeline. Okay? They're going to tell you a little bit. Okay? A little bit about what happened when she was born. Okay, and then we're going to jump into the interrogation, into the story, and I got a few extras for you. All right, so without further ado, make sure you smash that like button, you guys. Make sure that you always turn your notifications on so you're notified every time we drop a video so that you never miss it. And if you miss it over here at Trigger TV, or we are going to be dropping all of our stories on the backup page as well, that you can't sit with us because we also believe that scumbags like Adam Montgomery, Caleb Montgomery, and anybody that was involved in this baby's murder don't sit with us. So that's why all these stories are going back over there as well. So make sure that you guys go catch it over there too. If you're not subscribed to the backup channel, make sure you do that, baby. Okay, let's get into this beautiful baby. I want to send condolences again. To Mrs. Crystal Saray, which is the birth mother and the Saray family, and also the little Harmony. She is definitely an angel right now, resting in heaven, and God bless her and her family. All right, let's go. Okay, we doing no freezing now. Let's get it and let's go. This is our timeline for Mrs. Harmony. All right. That's loud. Blasting. Y'all like it like that. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna get to this timeline. It was so come on, let's get past the MetaQuest 2, which is kind of dope because MetaQuest 1, little VR is kind of fly. I played it before. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm not feeling all this. We need to log into the other account so we don't have no commercials because Trick never does. Rated teen. All right, come on. If we have any more freeze ups, we're just going to drop into the next video because we don't wait. All right, here we go. Now, if we have this thing freeze up anymore, we're just going to drop right into it, okay? Because it wasn't freezing a moment ago, and we're not going to have it freezing today. So listen, it's looking like it wants to do that, and I don't want it to do that. So we're just going to go ahead and go. But listen, this is the timeline that's telling us a little bit about Harmony. So I'm going to let it take its moment to catch up, but we're not going to let it have too many more moments because we have a whole bunch of, a little bit more detailed information for you too. But this clip right here is pretty much telling us the timeline of when Harmony came up missing and all that stuff, which I did go over that stuff with you guys the other day. But this is just a little bit more as to why Miss Kayla was arrested. She does have a background, which they are holding. Okay, they're trying to hold it and keep her criminal background out of court. Okay, she has a drug background. She has a few other things that they're trying to keep out of court, allegedly. Okay, so this does talk about that. It does talk about little Harmony when she went missing. Apparently how she was moved. Okay, so let me give you the detail. Let's do that. Let me give it to you in a nutshell because I'm not going to do any freezing, any pleasing, any nothing on this background right here. Okay. So it talks about how Adam pretty much takes, the body and he's moving the body, different places. How one day he shows up with U-Haul. And also, Harmony comes up missing the day that he shows up with U-Haul. He moves her and doesn't tell Kayla. And this is Kayla's story to the prosecution. Okay. It tells us why Kayla's serving a year and a half in jail. Obviously, like we said, she was serving the year and a half in jail for what? For the integrity issue, right? The perjury and lying to the grand jury and all that stuff, right? Saying she wasn't present. It also talks about how Mrs. Harmony, the sweetheart, this little angel on the screen, passes away. Okay, so it's giving us the detail and also remember the timelines of her death. Remember, I said her death was December 7th, 2019. That is correct, where he gave her all the blows to the head and all that stuff. Okay, so it just breaks down the timeline real quick of it. But let's get into the next clip because these are the clips that are important. Okay, and we're going to talk about this right here. Okay, because this is her father's interrogation. Okay, complete betrayal. I mean complete betrayal. And I am dead on ass serious about this complete betrayal. Okay. And we are going to get to it because we need to get into it. Okay, we got one clip and another one. So let's go into the complete betrayal of Adam Montgomery and how this looks for real on the inside. YouTube is acting like I'm sorry, acting like it's broke today. Everything broke today. Why? We're gonna get into this. Hold on 1 second. Let's get right into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into the complete betrayal. Let's get into the complete betrayal. Why am I not feeling how this is working? I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling like everything wants to do its own thing, but it doesn't want to do what V wants it to do. Lord have mercy. Listen, we know that I'm snowed all the way in, but Lord, does it have to do this? Because I'm not feeling what it's doing. So we're going to log right out and we're going to log right back in because I don't like this. I really appreciate these programs showing out. Okay? Because I'm really about to put some boxing gloves on and tear up everything in this damn computer. Everything. Now let's get into the complete betrayal. And I'm not kidding. I said we're getting into it right now. So let's go. Yeah. There's some mercy. Yes, the weather. That's what I'm saying. We got 10 feet of snow. 10 feet of snow. Okay. Yes. Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you for your patience. And listen, while you're being so patient, smash that like button. Smash the like button. Let us know that you may be liking or disliking the content right now because, we is snowed all the way in. We are. We are. But it wasn't doing all this a minute ago. So hold on a second. Let's see if we can get this up.
Where is little Harmony Montgomery? It's a question investigators have been trying to answer since December of 2021 when they first learned she was missing. The problem is, she went missing in 2019. When investigators began their search, they first tracked down the man who had custody of Harmony, her father, Adam. But Adam was not very cooperative. In fact, he didn't necessarily even want to talk about it.
Am I under arrest? You're not. You don't have any warrants. I'm right. I got nothing to say. Adam, right? Montgomery. Yeah. I don't. Do you remember me from the Elliott Hospital from a while back, man? Yeah. I got nothing to say. See, you don't care if your daughter's okay. I do. I listen. I have nothing to say. Is your daughter? If I'm under arrest, you guys can arrest me.
But these very first moments when Adam is confronted and questioned by police can be very revealing, especially when they are caught on camera. Tonight, we will take a close look at the very first interview and interrogation of Adam Montgomery and bring in our body language experts to uncover what his demeanor says and what his body reveals about the mysterious disappearance of his little girl, Harmony.
Now, listen, when I tell you guys we're about to get into it, we are about to get into it. The body language, everything. Got to pay attention, okay? He is there we go. You are absolutely right. Diabolical demon, absolutely. Absolutely. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually. He is full of exactly what we don't need on this earth. Okay? He is not a humanitarian. He's the epitome. He's not even he's not even a part of humanity. The way that he took her life, you guys. Blunt force trauma. We're about to get into it though. So please keep your eyes peeled. Watch his body language. Watch him meet his own needs. Try to meet his own needs in this interview. And watch how he tries to flip this interview.
I'm Vinny Politan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here.
And shout out to Court TV for all the clips, you guys. They do amazing. I love him. He is an attorney right here. And he puts it down as an ex-prosecutor too. Boy, Benny, put it down. Let's go.
Here on closing arguments, we're going to take an hour. We're going to take a close look at Harmony Montgomery's father. He's
Welcome, Jane
facing
Locke,
charges,
to the building, Jane. Welcome
but
to
none
the
of those
building.
charges are for the disappearance and
Jane
now
Locke in the
presumed
house.
death of his little girl, because it's a homicide investigation. Now, this is court TV, right? I'm a lawyer. I'm a former prosecutor. You know all that, and you know that I know that taking the Fifth Amendment
Welcome to
is
the
part of
building,
our
Jane Locke.
Constitution. No one has to say anything. And that is the absolute foundation of our system of justice here, is that if you're going to be accused of something, or if someone is trying to investigate you, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to prove your innocence. You don't have to cooperate. You can say absolutely nothing. And believe me, night in and night out here, when we bring in our think tank in the 9 o'clock hour, filled to the brim, usually with criminal defense attorneys, they remind me, and I acknowledge that, yeah, you have the right to remain silent. I hear it every single night on this show. That being said, let's talk about Harmony Montgomery. It's a little girl. There she is. Didn't have a chance. Didn't have a chance. I mean, her life story, we're going to tell you in just a moment. But missing, okay? A little girl's missing. And that is someone's little girl. And it's Adam Montgomery's little girl. He had custody of her because mom was in rehab. He was in charge. He had physical and legal custody of Harmony. And she's missing. Now, I understand, and I've already established they have the right to remain silent. But sometimes your right is wrong when you're a parent, when it's your child that you are in charge.
He said, sometimes your right is wrong when you're a parent, right? Right? Your right is wrong to remain silent. The problem that I have with Adam Montgomery is that he was not a parent. He was not a father. He was just a demon that had an angel in his presence. And that's why she's not here today. You see?
Charge of, that you're responsible for, and a child that relies upon you for everything, beginning with their safety. And when that child is no longer safe, is missing, and you're exercising your right to remain silent and not cooperate, that's wrong.
We need to be careful who we call parents out here, okay? You're absolutely right, Vinny, that's wrong. You're absolutely right, everybody that's here on Trigger TV, that is wrong, absolutely. But we need to be careful who the hell we call parents out here. Parents, mothers and fathers. Not everybody is a parent to their child, as we can see. Here is another example. Look at this scumbag. Not a parent. No. I believe that he took over custody of Harmony just to get back at Crystal Sorey, which is the birth mother. He didn't love that child. He's not a parent. Crystal Sorey said herself that Harmony did not address him as daddy. She called him Adam, right? She calls another man daddy, her adopted father, daddy. Okay? So we need to watch who we call parents around this camp. Okay? Not everybody gets qualified and gets the freaking ability and gets the honor to be called a parent, because I believe being called a parent is an honor. It's a privilege to me to be a parent. I love it. It's the best thing I've ever done in my life is be a parent. Okay? Okay?
That is wrong. Oh, it's constitutional, it's legal, but it's absolutely wrong. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight on this show. Now, for those of you who don't know the story of Harmony Montgomery, here it is.
Let's go. Listen, Let's go.
This is little 5-year-old Harmony Montgomery clutching her doll and smiling for the camera. When you look at this picture, everything seems very normal. Harmony seems happy and cared for. But sometimes pictures can be very deceiving because Harmony's world is anything but normal and happy. Her father has been arrested and charged with second-degree assault. The victim, his 5-year-old daughter, little Harmony. But that's not the most troubling part of Harmony's world. This picture is from 2019, and there are not any newer pictures of Harmony. The photographs of this little angel are all over 2 years old. That's because she's been missing since October or November of 2019.
Help us find this little girl. Someone knows something, do what is right, and call in. I cannot emphasize that enough. Somebody out there knows something. It's time for people to do the right thing.
According to a police affidavit, Harmony's mother, Crystal Sori, says she lost custody to Harmony's father, Adam, because she was dealing with a substance abuse problem. She says the last time she saw Harmony was a FaceTime call on Easter of 2019. Meanwhile, Harmony's father, Adam, says Crystal picked up Harmony for Thanksgiving in 2019, but Adam's girlfriend at the time says Adam told her he dropped Harmony off at Crystal's. Now, back to the assault charges. Adam's uncle claims that Adam admitted to bashing Harmony around the house and witnessing Harmony being spanked very hard, forced to stand in the corner for hours, and scrubbing the toilet with her toothbrush.
That's sick. Scrubbing the toilet with the baby's toothbrush. I told you, an angel in the presence of a demon. Hands. Like,
So while the court system is dealing with the charges against Adam Montgomery, the chief is still looking for this beautiful little girl in the photo.
Quite frankly, enough is enough. It's a 7-year-old girl.
you know,
Let's find her.
and I want you guys to understand something too. Understand something that this man is still not willing to give up the location of this baby's body so that the mother can have a peace of mind and bury her child and be at. She'll never be at peace the way Harmony was treated. I know the mother blames herself for the chart for all the drug problems she had. I know she does. I know she does. But this man still won't give up the location of Harmony because he wants a deal. He wants to be saved. He wants his life to be spared. There are no deals. When you go answer to the man upstairs, there are no deals. What are you talking about? You take a life, there are no deals. You get charged to the game. Okay? That's what that means. Charge it to the game? Yeah. The game is intrusive. Charge it to the game, Mr. Montgomery. And the game is intrusive. Look at what you have done. But do you guys realize? I want you guys to realize one thing about all of this. There are thousands and thousands amongst thousands of stories just like this one going on every single day, all day long. I could come back right after this one with another story just like this one, all day long, all day long. I'll never run out. I'll never run dry all day long, all day long. As we just continue to count these murder cases down, continue to prosecute these parents, continue to watch these demons do this and completely annihilate their own kids, their own flesh and blood. For what reason do we have? None at all, except for the simple fact that they need psychiatric reviews before they get pregnant and before they breed. It's not even her fault. Or before they allow themselves to breed with other women that may be allowed to have kids, but maybe the male's not suitable, or maybe other females not suitable, or maybe they're both not suitable to bring another life into this world. Like, we got to do something. Like, we got to go back to how it is in China or whatever, where you can only have 2 kids, and that's it. And everybody need an evaluation all the way back to your ancestors, where your ancestors can feel it before you bring these precious angels into this world just to take them out.
All right, let's come together as a community and do the right thing. That's all I'm asking, and I don't think I'm asking a lot. If people think that I am, then I'll leave it at that.
I want to bring in our investigators tonight. Joining me tonight in Salt Lake City, Utah, private investigator Jason Jensen is with us, and in Los Angeles, California, retired FBI Special Agent Bobby Chacon. Thank you both for joining me tonight. The big change in this case is that it went from a missing persons case to now a homicide investigation, but no one has been charged. But Jason Jensen, from my perspective, that investigation begins with Dad. He had sole custody of that little girl.
Hands down, he had the legal and the moral responsibility to care for that child. So it starts there no matter what. He has to either present the child upon demand if there's any question of her safety, or explain where he, shipped her off to, a family or a friend to babysit her. But he's not doing that. So it automatically turned all the focus on him that something happened to her, especially when there's the contradicting stories between he took her to the mother Crystal or that Crystal came and picked her up. So, when you have inconsistencies like that and unwillingness to cooperate, it really puts the focus on you.
Yeah, Bobby Chacon, the focus has to be.
Absolutely. You're the number one suspect. Yes, when you don't want to cooperate and you're asking why, watch. Watch with the interview. Watch what he does. Watch how defensive, how upset he gets.
On him. It has to be. And I know a lot of times people say, well, you just got focus on one single place. You got blinders on. You're not looking at. No, if you're a parent and you have a child, that is your responsibility, and you should have all the answers, and you should be doing everything you can to find her, unless you have a reason not to talk.
Well, sure. I mean, you always start with the last person the child was seen with, right? If it's an adult or a much older child, you can say they had the means to run away or go away on their own. But someone as small as Harmony here, a 7-year-old child, doesn't have the means to do that. They don't have the means to disappear. So you go to the last person they were with, in this case, the father. Obviously a long criminal record. He's not cooperating with the police. Nothing looks good. This guy, nothing in his behavior, nothing in his background looks good. Everything points to him. But as you started this story off, then he's saying he does not have to talk. He doesn't have to provide an explanation. He can sit pat. It's always the government's burden of proof in a criminal case like this. So, I know it's frustrating for people.
That's a fact. Listen, I'm going to read some of these comments real quick because one of these comments just hit me on the TV. And I'm watching from my own television too. Okay. Jane Locke says it right here. She says it right here. And you guys know how Trig is on stream. Okay. We don't go to church on stream, but we are spiritual. We are not religious, just spiritually tapped in. We woke over here. Jane Locke says in the last days, these things will happen. Don't you guys believe it? You better believe it. We are already living in the book of Revelations. Straight up. Believe that. Look it. Parents killing their kids killing their parents. Absolutely. Why do we even need Satan? We don't need Satan. We got so many satanic motherfuckers on this earth right now that Satan is on vacation. He's out there in the Bahamas sipping mimosas every morning while we do his work. While all these demons do his work. Not we. All them other demons out there do his work. He has to do absolutely nothing. Okay? Absolutely nothing. Okay? He's out there sipping mimosas while the demons do his work. Absolutely. You better believe it. Okay? He has no work to do. He hasn't had work to do in years since the damn pandemic. I mean, it's been worse. It's been getting worse. Every time somebody make a new rap song, 10 people get killed. Okay? Every time a new track come out, every time a new concert come up, 100 people die in a trampoline party. Okay? The devil is not busy at all because We got so many demonic people out there taking his place that he is having a great vacation. He's been on vacation for about 10 years. Okay, for a whole decade. We've been seeing this shit just rise and rise and rise and rise and rise and rise and rise. Right. The last days, the wicked inherit the earth. Absolutely. That's why people are saying we're already living in hell. That's why if you can survive this, you can survive anything. Okay? If you can survive where you're at now and be woke spiritually, yeah, you'll do just fine at your next level when you transition, as long as your heart is right. That part, though, that part, your heart is right. See, it's what's behind that is important. Okay, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, is what's behind that is important. You guys, is what I'm talking about. We can drag all day long. We can hurt people all day long. We can break people all day long. We know how to break people. Do we know how to build them back up, though? We know how to empty out your glass, call you a hoe. We know how to make your mama feel it, your ancestors feel it. I know how to make everybody feel it. Okay? But can we build you back up? Can we put back what we replaced and then some? Can we love you back to pieces when all those pieces break up? Listen, a lot of people are afraid to be hurt and to really show and unpeel those layers because you know what? They're afraid they'll break down and that they won't be able to pick those pieces back up and put themselves back together because our humanity is so fucked up that nobody's walking in it, talking in it, living in it, caring about it, that people take themselves out. And that's why we have so many sides here. Suicides on this earth because there are so many broken people and we just keep breaking them over and over and over again, but nobody's putting them back together. Nobody's filling up other people's glasses. They're just worried about overfilling their own and making sure their glasses are filled up and cups are running over. Does that make sense? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? That's what's wrong right now. The challenge is, can you put back what you took and then some? Give back to humanity. Give back and not take away. It's not a subtraction problem. Add, bitch. Add. Don't take. Don't subtract. I need you to add. Don't divide. I need you to multiply. Let's go.
People, but the government is obligated to come up with the evidence to charge him with this crime, to put that evidence before a jury.
Absolutely. And I should remind everyone, Bobby Chacon, also an attorney as well. Now, let's do this because we have video now, body cam video of the very first time that police talked to Adam Montgomery. He's actually in his car because I think he's living in his car at that moment or sleeping in his car with his girlfriend. And police talked to him for the very first time since they became aware of the fact that his daughter was actually missing. So let's watch that, and I'll be interested in your reactions to what we see here. Let's take a look.
You don't have any more to. I'm right back. I got nothing to say. Adam, right? Montgomery. Yeah. Do you remember me from the Elliott Hospital from a while back, man? Yeah, I got nothing to say. Right. So hey, man, the only thing we're trying to figure out is where Harmony is. Okay. So the concern is that you guys are sick, right? You're not in trouble. Nobody said you're losing your daughter. Right? So I want to make that clear. So I have my body tomorrow, so just like everybody else is being on. So you just need to find out where she is. That's all I'm concerned about. You're not in any trouble right now that I know of. Okay. We have no warrants. Okay. So where's your daughter so we can check on her to make sure that she's okay? Right now, I have nothing to say, guys. But that's not what I'm just asking where she is. I have nothing to say. So you don't care if your daughter's okay or not? I do. I listen, I have nothing to say. Is your daughter... If I'm under arrest, you guys can arrest me.
Okay, I'll start with you, Bobby Chacon. Your reaction to this is the very first interaction.
You heard how cocky he is? You heard how cocky he just was a moment ago? You heard that? I'm not under arrest. How cocky are you? What a smart mouth you have, sir. And your daughter's missing. And you want to tell us, don't make me a suspect. Then don't act like one, sir.
Action. Adam Montgomery, Harmony's father, and police, after police now realize we've got a missing 5-year-old who at that point would be 7 years old.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, it's his first interaction with them about his daughter, but it's certainly not his first interaction with police, and you can tell that. This is a guy that's been in and out of the system. He knows his rights. He's probably consulted with half a dozen different defense attorneys during his lifetime. He knows he doesn't have to answer questions. He's calm. He just repeats that over and over again. I realize it's frustrating, but it's absolutely within his right to do what he's doing. It doesn't make him look good. To me,
Now, listen, understand one thing. When they confronted him, you guys, him and Caleb were living in that car. Okay. And this is why it took them so long 7-9 months to find him, because he was living in his car. Okay. From the time that he started living in the car and he started beating Harmony for her peeing in her car seat in the car, because that's where they were living. Okay. She should have been taken back and put back in, which she was taken and put back into foster care. Okay. But that was before he was awarded custody, full custody. She was taken from the mom and put in foster care. Okay. So he was living in the car, and that's why he wasn't found. And when he was located, this is how he responded. You guys are going to also see him in the interrogation room, and I'm going to show you that too. You're so right. There is no desire to build up society. There is in my heart. There isn't in your heart. There isn't Yah bless his heart. There isn't Big J. There isn't some of our hearts. So much pleasure in other people's pain. Yeah, you guys see it online. There's so much pleasure in other people's pain. You guys see it on these platforms. These mofos think that evil is good. They like it. And they sit back and watch it. It's not. You know, the only reason why Ish got dragged on my stuff is because, hey, you mess with us, I'm coming for you, and that's it. But you won't. We don't promote evilness because we don't like it. Gotta get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like cancer. You got to cut it out. Cut it off. Says your right arm caused you to sin, cut that bitch off. All right? Same thing with life. Cut it off. Foster parents are absolutely devastated. Yes, it's a challenge. Who could be the cruelest and most absolutely? Look at Jane Locke. This is a fact. Between the content creators, this is a fact. I won't lie. It's a challenge. You can be the cruelest and most insulting and vile. Yes. But don't you know that there are some of us that feel like, damn, that's too damn much. Like, I'm gonna serve you one time like a lunch tray, slide you like a lunch tray, and then that's it. Because I need to know what the end result is. And if there's no positivity in the end result, if I know that you're not going to change, then I'm already done with you. You see? Some of us have a different purpose. See, some of us actually came on here for a purpose, not to join a sector and not to become like the rest. See, we are not the same over here. See, that's my saying. I've been saying that from Jump Street. We are not the same. You cannot sit with us. Yeah. Okay. That's why Trigger TV is hated, because you can't sit with us. We choose who comes over here. I don't care if you have a membership or not. I'll take it and block you. I don't care. Can't come over here. I don't want you. I'll kick your ass out. You gotta love. I had somebody one time ask me, hey, V, can you teach me how to drag? I said, no, but I can teach you how to love in a different space. You know, love people when it's hard. I can teach you that. You know what I'm saying? Just stick around. You'll see. But I can't teach you how to drag. You know, because that's just in you to defend yourself. And it comes, you know what I'm saying? But I can teach you how to love, though. And Big J, you know that. You know that for a fact. Teach you how to love in a different space. We have to be different. What makes us different? What makes you different from the next content creator? What's you different from the next subscriber? Your heart has to be different. This man's heart was evil. Evil. I'm going to let us get through this interview. I'm going to get us through this interview. Let's go.
I think he's guilty, but he's absolutely within his rights. And to me, this tells me this is a guy that knows the system. He's been in trouble before. He's interacted with police before. He's been schooled by defense attorneys, and he's within his rights to behave this way.
You know, Jason Jensen, like I mentioned off the top, every night I'm buried by criminal defense attorneys in the 9 o'clock hour of the show. It's great to have him on, but at the end of the day, him not responding to these questions, to me, is much different when you're talking about someone's child who is missing. Like, there's a different interpretation. Like, you're investigating a murder case or so. I've got nothing to say to you guys. You're going to try to pin it on me. But here, to me, there's the difference is the layer of, I have a child. Is my child missing? Am I looking for my child? Is my child okay? Police are concerned about the well-being of my child, yet there's no concern from him as he's sleeping in the car and smoking cigarettes.
Right. I would agree with you that unlike, responding to questions about an adult, this is a child, a minor child. I think it actually creates a child neglect scenario that he could be charged for something like that if he can't produce and show evidence that his daughter is safe, and he's under legal court orders for that custody. It was assigned through the system. DYFS was responsible for all this placement in his care, so he's in contempt of the court if he can't comply to civil orders about producing the whereabouts of the child. And in the criminal arena, if they can't prove that he's safe, certainly it opens the door to criminal problems for him next.
Yeah, and again, right, by remaining silent, it strengthens his defense if at any point he's ever charged with anything related to Harmony Montgomery being missing or dead. But by the same token, it makes us all look at it like, well, you're the dad. Like, where's your child? And the fact that every parent has that responsibility. So it's really, to me, a circumstance that is much different than the standard murder investigation, just because of the position that a parent is in. But let's watch more now, because this is December 31st of 2021, what we just watched. Then he gets picked up by police because now they want to know where is his daughter, and they bring him back to the station. So I guess this would be the first real interrogation on January 4th of 2022. Let's watch this together.
Now, we have this coming up too. And we'll see. Watch. Let's see.
I already told you the other day what transpired.
Let me tell you something. Just the cockiness of this man. He's not even a man. This little boy, this little lost demon. I already told you the other day what happened. Did you? Where is she?
So we all didn't even go to her mother's house. Okay.
His body language.
Go to her mother's house. He was all.
Just hand movements and body language, how frustrated he is, how wound up he is.
Okay, so Harmony didn't go to Chris's house. So explain to me how she didn't end up going to Chris's house.
I've already explained this to you.
Okay.
Well, there's some discrepancies between what you're telling us and what other people are telling us. You're saying you brought her down to Mass. Somebody said she came up from Mass.
I never once said I brought her down to Mass.
What did you say? She came up here to get her?
I never once said. I was already on video recording yesterday. I never once said I went down to Mass.
Fancy, you be always peeping the clothes. Yeah, y'all be always peeping what they wearing. Course, staff, that shirt, she says. Always peeping the clothes. Pimpy's, Yaya's like me. I'm like, what you wearing today? Did them jeans come like that, or is that from living in the car? Is you making a fashion statement, or is them the real Gap jeans? Or is them them ain't true religions? Nah, because I didn't see the sign on the back pocket.
So you're saying that she came up from Mass?
I'm not saying anything else.
Why is it that you refuse to talk about her every time we bring her up?
Because you guys are just sitting here. The day I told told you what happened.
You
And now
wouldn't tell us the other day. You said,
you guys talked to me the other day.
See, what they should have done the other day was went ahead and took his ass into custody, and then he wouldn't have so much turned up arrogance right now. How about if I'm not arrested, then I don't have nothing to talk about. See, they should have just put his ass in handcuffs the other day, but I guess apparently they didn't have enough. They didn't come ready with their papers, the paperwork. They needed them papers, like Usher. Okay, they should have came with them papers. Okay, now he's up in here, with this cocky shit, and they need to go ahead and break his ass off. I'm gonna show you where he got broke.
Explained to him what happened the other day, and now it was just a charade. Yep. No, don't worry about. Around for the last 3 days.
Yeah, people are coming out of the woodwork. That's what we're trying to tell you. Like, we don't want you to be painted as a monster. We want you to maybe explain yourself a little bit and give us some side of your story. We have nothing. We have just what we're hearing from people. $40,000 to drag a lot of people out, whether you believe you're your friends or not.
No, I bet
it's a lot of money.
Yeah, I know it is. Absolutely, it is.
That's what we're trying to get. Now's your time. Like, you keep locking up on us. You don't want to tell us anything about her.
I got nothing else to say.
All right. So he's speaking a little bit more, but again, not a ton of details.
Again, listen, Adam Montgomery wondered why he became a suspect so quickly, right? Those Walmart boots. You're killing me. See, I love my crew. My crew be on point with the clothes. See, they know how Trig be coming. Trig loves clothes. I got about 40 pairs of shoes upstairs at least. Okay, and we're not talking about downstairs. Okay, I'm talking about just upstairs. Okay, y'all know I love fashion. Okay, I love fashion. I love clothes. Everything got to match. Okay, even today I was like, should I put on a ball cap or should I just rock it with my cock out, with my hair out? You know what I'm saying? What should I do? Okay, I love me some clothes. Look at my audience. Y'all be tripping. My audience be dressed to death, fresh as hell. Yeah, I know y'all be fresh. Okay, but look, listen. With this whole shit with Adam's wondering why he became the number one suspect, because it's because of his body language. It's because of his attitude and everything that he gave them in this interview. You see how he's talking to them, how defensive he is. He's supposed to be the concerned father for his daughter, and he is not showing not a lick of concern at all. Okay? At all. We're about to hit an hour for this video, and I got to get you through it. But damn, it's pissing me off. I just can't let the behavior slide, because it's the behavior and the body language. And also, these guys they analyzing Adam Montgomery's behavior and everything that he's doing. But we've already done this yesterday. I was going live yesterday, but I was like, nah, I want to sit back and I really want to watch. I really want to watch. Normally I watch it with you and then I react. No. I can't do that with this case. I really have to break it down, because there's a lot that's been done in the last year. Okay? In the last year. He already just got charged in the weapons case on December 23rd. That's the latest update. Okay, so they just charged him to the game for that. And he's trying to ask for that to have nothing to do with the death of his daughter. If they could separate that weapons charge of him stealing that weapon of the next door neighbor, and have it nothing to do with what the hell is going on with Harmony. Okay? So he's got two different cases going on. So I cannot pull these videos and just watch them with you, because it's going to exude too much emotion and too much anger, because his attitude and his energy pisses me off, that he had the audacity to go and get custody of this little girl that he did not give two shits about. He did it to get back at the birth mother because he was mad. Okay? He didn't care. He was mad. That's why.
First question, though, I have Bobby Chacon. The cigarette. I mean, I don't know. Every building I go in these days, you're not allowed to smoke inside. Is that sort of a tactic during an interrogation where you're going to let someone light one up?
In this one, it was. I mean, with me, it's always been candy bars and soda, cans of soda, and things like that. I mean, I don't know that they would. He actually, the detective earlier in the interrogation that didn't get shown here, says like the fire alarm may go off or the sprinkler may go off if you light in there. I'm surprised they did it, but you do everything you can to keep him talking, to keep him comfortable, and to kind of make his environment as comfortable as possible. Now, I have some other problems with his interrogation. I think he invoked his right to silence on at least 3 occasions, and I've seen this whole video. And there's a suppression motion currently to suppress because he exercised or he invoked his right to remain silent, and they kept questioning him. So that's a whole nother area. But you can see clearly when he's only in custody on the gun charges.
He invoked his right to remain silent since the second that Harmony was reported missing, and they started looking for him. He invoked his right immediately, but he didn't want to be a suspect. So, I mean, he's been invoking his right to remain silent since the girl went missing, was reported by her mother, who didn't even live anywhere near him. He's been invoking his right to remain silent on everything since this case started. But he wants to be exonerated. Somebody explain how that makes sense. 1 + 1 is not equaling 2. It's equaling like 7 with him.
But they're questioning him about his daughter, and that's when he gets uncomfortable. That's when he shuts down, and his story's starting to unravel, and he knows it. He says, "Oh, we all went to Grandma's house," and they're like, "Wait a minute. Grandma says that Harmony wasn't with you when you shot." "Oh, well, I didn't say Harmony was with us when we went there." Like, so he's starting to unravel. The more he talks, the more his lies can kind of trip him up, and he knows that. This guy's a hardened criminal. This is not his first time in an interrogation room. He knows the more he talks, the more they can trip him up. And so he's trying to stop himself. Ultimately, at least three times, he's tried to stop himself from talking.
Yeah, Jason Jensen, I'll give you the final word on this.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, in that interrogation, he made 3 equivocal requests to remain silent. You know, I'm not going to say anymore. You know, this is just a charade. You're just, you know, putting words in my mouth and things like that. So that was not the way to go. I think they could have gone a different way, but, you know, it is what it is. They really should have gotten talking about family first and their activities and things that they like to do. And, you know, what about Harmony? What was her favorite, you know, pet? Things like that. Get them talking about her. Instead, they went right for the crime. And that was really what really shut them up in just a matter of 3 minutes if they're interviewed.
Jason Jensen, Bobby Chacon, appreciate your time tonight. Thanks so much. We'll see you again really, really soon. All right, when we come back, we're going to break down more of Adam Montgomery's statements piece by piece, but we're going to bring in some body language experts to see what exactly he's saying, not through his mouth, but through his demeanor and his...
What he's saying and what he's not saying, but everything that he's saying. Yeah, I have a video of what he's saying. Yeah. Everything he's saying or not saying.
His body movements, his posture, all of that, plus coming up next hour. In Baltimore, Maryland, the prosecutor has declared
everything he's saying and not saying. Huh? Let's see. Let's see if the rest of it
will be inside the courtroom as a...
Let's see if the rest of it is in.
Okay, but it's...
It may not be. Hold on. Here we go.
Free to go.
That's Adam Montgomery with the Gucci hat on, smoking the cigarette, being served.
You know what's...
In a surprising move, Brooks waived his right to an attorney and instead will be representing
All right.
Our cameras will be inside the courtroom as a community searches for justice.
The Deadly Parade.
All right.
Live coverage weekday mornings.
All right.
Central, only on Court TV.
All right, let's not miss this. Let's go. Let's not miss him being served. We can't miss him.
So that's paperwork that's saying you gotta give up custody of your kid. Harmony. No, just being served it. So you're gonna have to produce where all that, you know, where your daughter's at. We're gonna be taking your phone. It's not my phone. Okay, but it's ours now. So
look at that.
You know how to.
So listen. They tried. He said it's not my phone. They said we need that phone. A warrant for your phone. He's getting served. a warrant for where his information on his daughter. They had to get a warrant now, okay? First thing he says to him is, "It's not my phone," right? Because he knows all that evidence is in that phone. He said, "It doesn't matter. You got to give it up now." Listen.
To get a hold of me if you decide you want to come down and have a conversation with me. But I think you need to do the right thing and kind of have more of a conversation with me. So we're gonna figure this out one way or another. It's not going away. It's gonna get really big real quick, and it's not gonna be good if you get on the wrong side of it. You know what I mean? So we've gone down this road before. Yep. You know how to get a hold of me, right?
You heard that? We've gone down this road before.
You're free to go.
That's Adam Montgomery with the Gucci hat on, smoking the cigarette, being served with an order to produce his daughter. This is early on in the investigation, but 2 years after she went missing. So we're taking a closer look at Adam Montgomery in the statements that he's made. And we want to do it in a different way. We want to bring in our body language experts. Let's bring them in. Joining me tonight in Londonderry, New Hampshire, former police officer and founder of Forensic Education, LLC, Michael McCutcheon is with us. And in Fayetteville, North Carolina, body language expert, senior instructor at the Body Language Institute, and the author of I Can See What Your Body Is Saying. Rodney Smith is back with us. Great to see you both. So let's do this. I'm going to play for you. Again, this is from December 31st. So this will be the first time that he speaks with police. Adam Montgomery talking to police. Let's take a look at it, and then you tell me what you see, what you hear that is significant. Let's watch.
Your ex, Crystal. I didn't talk to her. She's like not mad at you. She's just kind of concerned. She hasn't seen her kid. So that's why the bells and whistles start going off and people fall off. You know what I mean? So I don't know her that well. I know you better. I only met her once, so I don't know what type of woman is. What kind of woman is she? She's crazy. When's the last time you had to talk to her? 2 years ago. 2 years ago? Yeah. What happened 2 years ago? You guys stopped talking. I don't even want to say nothing no more, man. I really don't.
All right.
Would you guys set like
All right. So.
No.
No, I kind of Florida.
All right. So.
She wanted to
Let's do this.
What's so bad about it that you don't want her to? I like.
All right. So listen. So the body language experts, what they're doing now, guys, is they're just going to break down the behavior of the video that we already played in the very beginning. Okay. That's what they're doing right now. We're not going to do that. We're going to get on to the next video of him actually being in the interrogation room. Okay. And them actually, going all the way through it, because we have not seen him go all the way through it. We just need a little clip. Okay. I want you guys to see the second video of him actually being interrogated, because they can break down, the behaviors and all that stuff, but I'm not going to show you the exact same videos that we already went through. So let's get down to the damn interrogation and him in that room. Because we only seen a few seconds of it, but I want to show you guys every inch of that real quick. And let's just hop into that real quick, because we already saw that piece. All right. So let's go. Hold on 1 second. Let's let this come out. Let me get this volume adjusted. Let's get this a little bit louder for you guys to make sure you guys can really hear him, because this interview is a little bit lower. And let's get this popping for you. And let's go. Let's go to the interview room. Let's go. Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll just go from there. All right, just so you know, because you're under arrest right now, I have to read you this stuff, or you have to read it to me. Again, Detective Riley, Detective Dunleavy. It's January 4th, 2022. It's 8:55 p.m. You can read and write English, correct? Okay. So
Adam, I'm going to have you start from there where it says I, and then I'm just going to have you read down.
I, Adam Montgomery, have the right to remain silent.
Well, start from here. I, Adam Montgomery,
Give the following voluntary statements. Detective Dudley, Detective Riley, who has identified himself as a member of the Manchester, New Hampshire Police Department. He has advised me the following of the right to remain silent. Anything he's saying can be used against me in the court of law. I have the right to a lawyer for advice before any questioning and to have one with me during questioning. If I can afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to me by the court. If I decide to answer questions now without my lawyer present, I still have the right to stop answering at any time. You understand? Yes.
Okay. Do you understand all of these 1 through 5?
Yep.
Okay. What I'm going to have you do, just initial 1 through 5. That just indicates that you understand what I'm saying, all right?
Yep.
All right. Can you just read that line aloud
You
for me?
understand each of these?
Tell me how pathetic that is that they have to put this demon under arrest for him to answer questions about his daughter. Yes, throw some bangs in the chat if you're rocking with Trigger TV. You guys, make sure that you're liking the video, that you're subscribed to the channel. You guys can also support the channel by throwing some blue hearts in the chat, some bangs in the chat. Also by just hitting that thumbs up. You guys are hitting the thumbs down, but hit that thumbs up, get us back in the algorithm. You guys know that we're going for crime, we're coming for the heads. Okay, subscribe to the channel. Also support us. You can also support us through PayPal, Cash App, or even Super Chat. We don't care how you do it. Even you just being here is showing support. So we love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here and being a part of this channel. We love you. We appreciate you guys. And let's go.
These rights. Yep.
And you're going to check either yes or no. All right. And then read the next line for me.
Are you willing to have each of these rights? And are you willing to waive each of these rights and answer questions? Sure.
Okay. Now, Adam, you're just going to sign that line. All right. Appreciate it.
Before we go forward, can we get a cigarette in here?
So there's a sensor in there. So I'll work on getting you a cigarette at some point. I can't promise you one right now just because the room we're in, and if this starts going off, I don't want to flood the building. You know what I mean?
It's like they're gonna go off.
That thing will, the sprinkler. So, but at some point we'll work on getting you. I know we have cigarettes in here. I know where they are. Okay, you hear what I'm saying? Do you need water?
I don't need nothing.
You good? Okay. Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay.
Okay. What's not okay?
What's up?
All right. So I'm just gonna ask you some basic questions. You said you can read and write English, correct?
Sure.
All right. Can you just state your full name for me?
Adam Montgomery.
And Adam, what's your birthday?
2290.
And what address are you using to
I'm
call?
not using any.
Okay. What phone number are you using?
I don't have one.
What was the highest level of education?
GED.
Where'd you graduate high school from?
I did. I got a GED.
No, but I know, but like, where'd you get
While I
that?
was incarcerated.
Okay. Right now, are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No.
Okay. Do you have any traumatic brain injuries or anything like that? Anything that prohibits you from recalling any memories or anything like that?
Not that I know of.
All right. So we met before, right? We met the other day. I know you've had a long time down here.
And no, and no, and no, Jane Locke, I do not think that the grandparents have actually, come and said anything. They have not been brought up in this case, and I've been wondering what's going on with the grandparents. Why have they not said anything? When was the last time they saw a little girl? The only person that's been brought up in this case is the uncle, and I saw that interview where he actually called CPS. I heard he called CPS after the fact. That was the uncle that said that he had a hard time seeing Harmony getting, hit really hard. I mean, put in the corner for hours, and that he saw the abuse a few times when he went over to Adam's house. And that was the uncle of Adam. He is the only family member that has stepped up and said anything AT2, welcome to the building. We love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. But yes, that is the only family member that I've heard that has stepped up. So I'm thinking that the grandparents are not involved in this little girl's life at all. Okay, at all. Make sure you guys are in here smashing that like button for me. We are definitely back, definitely here and getting in the rhythm of things. You guys, Happy New Year to all the people that I've not seen. Happy New Year too. If I know, Trick just came back on the 9th, but welcome everybody to the channel. And let's get back into this because we definitely got to get into this. Ooh, we got to get into this. Ooh.
We've kind of been a roller coaster. I'm going to apologize for what happened out there. That's not how I do business, okay? That had nothing to do with me. Those are guys that like to play G.I. Joe, all right? If it had been up to me and I could have gotten a hold of you some way, I would have reached out to you. But you don't have a phone, right?
You guys could have just told my wife she wanted me to come in.
But aren't you not supposed to be talking to your wife?
No, that's bullshit.
It's not. You're not supposed to.
No, I can't be.
Thank you. Look at that.
I can't be.
I guess they're gonna let you smoke a cigarette. They must have talked to somebody.
So I don't know why who's saying I can't talk to my wife because that's bullshit.
Maybe it's some old paperwork that somebody saw.
Yeah, from last year, but it was over and done with after I got out of jail.
So that's all clear.
DCYF said it was cleared up. The police said it was cleared up. Everybody said it was cleared. They said that there was no contact order between me and her.
Okay, and that's Kayla we're talking about.
And yeah, that accent. I hear what you're saying about that accent. y'all bless. And that accent actually sounds like a New York accent to me, kind of like a deep, dirty New York Italian type accent. Sounds like he's got a little bit of that in him, but definitely not from the UK. I don't know. I don't know if he said from the UK or something like that, but he sounds like it's a New York or a New Jersey accent. Listen to him.
All right. Well, if that's the case, then that's my fault for maybe not checking a little bit further into it. So I apologize for that. Again, I apologize for the way things went down out there. Like I said, I'm not part of the SWAT team. I don't do that stuff. If I had had a good number for you, I would have just called you in. But I don't have it. You don't have a phone, you said, right? Okay. So I apologize for that. I do appreciate you being cooperative with me. You've never given me a hard time. I know we've only met a few times, so thank you for that. Let's talk about why we're here to talk.
Look at that body language.
What you want to say?
Tell me what you know.
I don't know nothing.
Well, what was our conversation about?
He here to play hardball, you guys.
You got a couple questions you want to...
He here to play hardball. Listen, the police are there to question him, and Adam's there to question them. Okay, he's like, listen, what do you want to talk about? What questions do you have? Let me ask you a few questions. Adam is a master at this. He's been in so. Listen, I told you about his rap sheet. Okay, his rap sheet has got more paper than I have in this printer, and this month is full. Okay. He's here to play hardball. He came to play. He ain't no stranger to the prison system, the federal jail. He ain't no stranger. That's where he is. That's where he is built from. Listen.
Don't ask me. Ask me the questions.
Well, what was our conversation about the other day? Remember we met? I mean, you remember that was only what, a few days ago, right?
He's built for this,
We got a
baby.
lot of worried people and scared people right now in the community. I know you're worried about the well-being of your daughter, and I kind of want to get ahead of this because I don't want you to be painted as a monster.
Well, that's what you guys are already doing.
I am.
Whatever. Oh yeah.
Can you explain that?
That's what you guys are already trying to do, man.
Explain to me how I'm trying to make you, or whoever is trying to make you out to be a monster. Who's telling you that stuff? Is there somebody that I work with that told you that? Somebody you're close with, that they told you that?
No.
All right. But you understand this whole thing is getting a little out of hand. Would you agree?
Of
A
course.
little out of hand.
But
So that's why.
no, it's just the way you guys are going about it.
And again,
Yeah,
I don't
not you specifically, but
Right.
yeah, nobody comes out there like that for a second degree assault charge. Nobody. But arrested for worse charges, they don't come out and throw fucking flashbangs at my girlfriend's car and ram us into the fucking guardrail. They don't do that for a second degree assault charge.
again, you understand what the charges are, right?
Second degree assault, right?
Yep.
Okay.
There's also an endangering the welfare charge
Okay.
and interference with custody.
Hmm.
Okay,
So how did
So he's like, okay, so what's your point? Okay, and so you see how careless? See, do you see why I said people need to have psychiatric tests ran every 12 months, every 6 months, shit, twice a year to be considered a parent? Because when your kid comes up missing, supposedly, and now presumably dead, and you sit here and act nonchalant, like it's just like you just lost your wallet and you're not even that upset about it, or like you just got a flat tire, so what? And it's your child, you don't belong here. Why are you here, sir, on this earth? For what? Evil is not good.
I interfere with custody?
What's wrong with you?
So that paperwork that we served you the other day.
Yeah.
remember that?
Okay.
When they were in the alleyway, remember outside of on Lake
They had
Ave?
to serve him. They had to serve him paperwork in order for him to come in here and get investigated, interrogated regarding the whereabouts of his daughter. That's not love.
There's paperwork
Ooh.
you must comply with. You understand that, right? We had that conversation, did we not? Right?
And
So
look,
that's what that's all about.
So
Like,
second degree assault charge, what is this referring to?
well, that's what we want to talk to you about.
Well, explain to me what if I'm being charged with it. What the hell am I being charged with it for?
Well, your daughter had some injuries
What?
that you know about when you lived on Guilford Street.
No, I do not. What are you referring to?
Well, you were there, I wasn't, right?
What are you referring to?
I'm referring to her having some good marks.
What are you referring to?
Marks that were left on her by you.
Absolutely not. I have nothing else to say.
Like
No.
we talked about how we were worried about your daughter the other day, right?
Okay.
You remember that conversation?
I remember that conversation, but right off the rip, with the way you're approaching the conversation, you guys are completely out of line. So,
Me?
Yeah.
Do I? In the time you've known me, which
what
is
you just said to me, you guys are completely out of line.
okay, but so explain to me how are we out of line?
I have nothing to explain.
Okay, but wouldn't you rather explain it so we can make sense of it than just have other people's side of the story? Like, you want to defend yourself and like this picture people are painting of you. Now's your chance, man. Defend
Whose side of the story? Who's telling you these things?
people that were close to you.
Obviously not.
Well, maybe at the time, maybe not anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw that reward on the news, right?
No, I did not.
Do you know that the reward is about $40,000 to find where your daughter is right now?
Okay.
When you start throwing money around like that, people come out of the woodwork that you would never expect to do.
Okay.
So, like I said, when I talked to you a few days ago,
Can I have another cigarette?
sure,
can I have
I
another
kind of
cigarette?
told you this thing was going to get a lot bigger.
That's
Mhm.
not right.
And we wanted to get ahead of it.
But you're sitting there telling me that right off the rip that there was something wrong with my daughter because of me. No, that's bullshit.
Okay. So if your daughter had marks on her at some point when you lived over there,
As far
how would you explain those?
How was she got those marks?
well, I would love to know when that marks were there because DCYF came to my house multiple times.
Okay.
So it's so funny how when they question him, that he questions them back. Okay. Now, also, and I'm gonna actually, I'll pull this interview and I'll play it for you, not today, but it is going to be part of the series of this Adam Montgomery case because he is going to trial next month. I am going to pull the interview that I saw with the uncle talking about the marks on Harmony. Okay, because listen to me. When I tell you that this man made these marks on this child, there's nobody else there to do it except for you and Kayla. She didn't do it to herself. She didn't cause the blunt force trauma that took her life herself. You did. So she was in your she was in your custody. Like you're responsible. Like I'm responsible for my son. If he's in my if he's in my spaces, I take care of him. I'm his parent. Supposed to protect you. Okay? So if your head comes up busted, it's my responsibility. There shouldn't be a mark on you. And if there is a mark on you, I should know exactly how it got there. As a parent, we are breeded to protect our children. And when we are the aggressor, when we are the person that they need protection from, that's when Trig decides you don't belong here no more. You do not belong here anymore. When you fight your children, you don't belong here no more. Absolutely not. If you're here to cause them pain.
And we know that they came there.
Right. And close the case.
Okay. Do we know that DCYF is the flagship agency in the country?
No, but if there was significant marks like you're referring to, I believe they would have flagged something at that point, and they would have said something. They wouldn't have came there and seen
Beyond
that the kids were well
significant.
taken care of. All the kids loved being at the house with me.
So let me tell you about what second degree assault is. Because there's a lot that encompasses that charge.
Absolutely.
Basically, if there's a mark on a kid that's under a certain age, it constitutes second degree assault. Although it is a felony, which sounds extremely intimidating, it doesn't mean that somebody got their head bashed in or they got cut up or whatever. So although it sounds pretty intimidating, the charge, I understand that. What we're talking about doesn't mean that it's the craziest crime that's ever been committed. Do you understand what I mean?
Okay.
So somebody could have a bruise or a really bad welt on them, and that would constitute second degree assault for a kid under a specific age. So that's why that charge is there. So nobody is saying that you took like a baseball bat or like stabbed your kid. Like I'm just going to put that out there. That is not what anybody's saying about you. So I know you're concerned with when I say second degree assault, but it sounds a lot worse than I think you're thinking it is. Are we kind of on the same page?
Yeah, but for you to sit there and say that it was inflicted because of me.
We're just going on what we hear. You're not telling us how it happened, so we're going with what we have.
But I don't even know what you're referring to. What are you referring to?
Your daughter had a mark on her face that multiple people have told us was inflicted by you.
Multiple people that weren't even living with us at the time.
Well, there was enough people that had spoken about it.
Yeah.
People share knowledge of what they know.
So somebody, you telling him, and then he tells you, and then he tells you, so something that just gets passed down the line.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like a game of telephone here. I'm saying that people say a story and then the details kind of fill themselves in, like corroborate. Do you know what the word corroborate means?
Of course I do.
Okay. You're a smart guy. I'm not trying to insult your intelligence, but when people kind of fill in the blanks, that's what I mean by like we're corroborating that story. But this is your time to tell me, kind of explain that. You know, if you're saying this was a mistake or this was an
I don't
accident,
even know what you're referring to. Like that's what I'm trying to get at. Is I don't even know what you're referring to.
I'm saying she had a mark on her face. I mean,
Okay, I don't even know what you're referring to.
you don't recall your daughter ever having a mark on her face.
The reason DCYF came out to visit you guys, you don't recall that. Why did DCYF come out and start visiting you guys? What was the allegation?
If I remember correctly, it was because of I believe at the time, I could be wrong. I believe it had something to do with my uncle saying I was using.
Yes, so let me tell you, yeah, this is the buddy buddy thing. Okay, he's under arrest right now. Okay, I'm gonna build a better rapport. You know, Adam Montgomery thinks he's smarter than the police. He's already been at this interrogation table many times. Remember, he also has a weapons case going on. Okay, against him with the neighbor stealing those guns. Okay, and he lost in the weapons case. He was just sentenced on December 23rd. He's asking for them not to mix these cases up with Harmony. Okay, so this is not his first go around. They're trying to build a better rapport with him. You know, break him in. He's now under arrest. So the next thing it'll be is, oh, you want a burger and some fries? You know how they get the snitches to snitch? Few cigarettes, few long, extra long Newports, 2 cheeseburgers, and something to drink, a Coke. You know what I mean? Get them all warm and comfortable and full and all smoked up. You know what I mean? Calm them down, get them right where they want them. It's not working with him. See, because he thinks he's bigger. He thinks he's smarter than them. Okay? How you break them in? Yeah, he's under arrest right now. They're going to give him whatever he asked for within reason to get the answers that they need to find out where Harmony Montgomery's body is. Where is Harmony Montgomery? That's all they care about. And whenever they ask about her, he takes the question and flips it back on them. Okay, they're getting nowhere with him in this interview. They're making no ground at all. Absolutely. This is what that is, Jane Locke. Absolutely, yes.
Drugs, and I wasn't.
Now, who's your uncle? So we are clear.
Kevin
Okay. And Kevin's last name?
Montgomery.
Now, he lived there with you?
He lived there with me right around the time when I was first going back to get custody from my daughter.
Okay.
And then he left in April, May, March, something around that time.
And just so I have it right, because I don't want to guess or get confused, what house are we talking about?
Guilford Street.
All right, and what was the number there again?
I'm not 100%.
Okay. Do you remember what color the house was at least?
Beige, maybe.
Okay. And whose house was that originally?
My grandmother's.
All right. And grandma is who?
Kevin's mother.
Kevin's mother.
My dad's mother.
Okay. So was it the Montgomery group living over on Guilford Street?
Yeah, and they all moved out. My grandmother moved out in like January with my little brother, and they all moved down to Florida, and then Kevin went a couple months later.
And so grandma, Uncle Kevin, you said little brother, and who's he?
My father's son, Michael.
So Michael, that's what I meant. Like, what's his first name?
Yeah, and his girlfriend.
And his girlfriend. And is he still with that same girl now?
I have no idea.
Oh, so you don't talk to Michael anymore?
No.
Okay. What was that girl's name at the time? Because maybe she can help us to say that, like, this is
Kayla, I believe.
So Michael's girlfriend name was Kayla at the time? And you dated a Kayla at the time?
Yeah.
So it kind of got confusing in the house if somebody's young.
So 2 Kaylas.
Okay. So what was
Now, bless. You heard that? The 2 Kaylas at the time? Now, me and y'all bless, we got to talk about that one. You heard that? That his uncle that lived at the house with him dated a girl named Kayla too. Right? Y'all bless. And he was dating Kayla. He was married to Kayla Montgomery. And remember, y'all bless, what we found yesterday. So now that probably is going to connect the dots that we're going to bring to you guys. His brother's girlfriend, right? And actually, remember, he said Kevin was his uncle, right? Kevin is his uncle who stayed at the house, right? He said Kevin's his uncle that stayed with him. Okay? Heard that correctly. So is that the one, y'all? That's the one, y'all. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, AT2. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you rolling through. We love you so much. If you guys are not subscribed, go over there and subscribe to AT2's channel. Do that. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Go over there, subscribe over there, turn on your notifications. Every time he drops a video, you can go and be part of that over there too. We love you so much. Get up out of here, AT2. I'll holler at you later. But yes, God bless. Yeah. Brother and grandmother. Okay. Well, he needs to make up his mind. Okay. Because he's saying a whole lot of shit. But them two Kaylas, y'all bless, connect the dots of what we found yesterday on the Kayla that member. Okay, so we're going to bring you guys something in our wrap up, and we'll talk to you guys about the wrap up at the end of the stream. Okay, and that's something that's coming new starting next Friday, the wrap up. Okay, and that's the wrap up. But we'll talk to you guys about that at the end. But yeah, y'all bless. Yeah, there we go. Them two Kaylas. Now it makes sense. That second Kayla may be her. That means that they keep it in the family. Let's go.
Kayla, you were with at the time was
Listen, that's his wife.
Montgomery, and then Kayla he was with is
I have no
idea who she was.
Hmm.
Okay, so there was Grandma and Kevin. They moved out and went.
Kevin, see?
Grandma moved out.
Grandma and Kevin. Kevin is his uncle. It's weird. Let's see who Kevin is. Kevin, I believe, was the uncle. Let's see.
I'm like,
I'm just trying to think of people we can talk to.
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out to go back. Like I think
Kevin is the one that said that he saw and witnessed Harmony being abused for hours at a time, spanked hardly, put in the corner for hours at a time, and he was the one that called CPS. I remember Kevin on camera too in his interview. Okay, so the two Kaylas are oof. These dots is about. I'm telling you, this is about to get deeper. Yeah, let's go.
I think we moved over. Thank you. I think we moved over there.
Wow.
I think we moved over there in like.
He's playing it off real smooth, yeah.
October, September, somewhere around then.
And what year is that?
2018.
Okay.
And at the time, I was going for custody for my daughter for at least a year already at that point. And Crystal was showing no interest of going to get our daughter back. So finally, in like, I don't know, December, January, February, something along them lines, courts called me, told me I could come pick her up and bring her home. Brought her home. And then
Smash that like button, you guys. Let's go. Smash that like button. Support the stream. There's some blue hearts in the chat. There's some bangs
with my
in the
brother
chat
and
for
his
me.
girlfriend, and then the month after, I want to say, Kevin left.
So then who was left living at the house?
Me, Kayla, and the kids.
In that time period, I don't know which kids were born yet and who was.
It was Declan and Seamus.
Okay, and
then Harmony moved in with us.
Okay. So what time did DCYF get involved with you guys? Like, were they over there often, or was it just like a certain period of time? Or
they were there every single day. The police showed up every single day, saying they did because that's what it was. That's what it was due. That's what it was due to. So Kevin moved out because.
Here we go. Listen, here we go.
Between me and my wife and Kevin, we were supposed to like pay the bills, keep the heat on, the gas on, whatever. Well, Kevin was supposed to pay the electric bill. He didn't pay the electric bill. Me and my wife, I picked my wife from work and showed up at home. They were shutting the electricity off. So me and Kevin got into an argument about not paying the bill.
Yeah.
And he took his shit and moved out. And then so the next day, or 2 days.
I want you to understand something about his body language that I automatically recognize right off the bat, right? He was sitting back about 3 to 4 minutes ago, like, I don't know why. I don't know. Him and grandma moved out. I don't know why, right? Nonchalant, everything. I don't know why. Then all of a sudden it was, I know why. I got a story to tell. Oh, let me save my ass. You understand how this narcissist works? And I don't like, I'm not a real big fan of running around here calling people narcissists, because I believe that, people that use that terminology often, are, you know, narcissists themselves. So I'm very careful about who I call a narcissist. I better know for sure and have done enough research, before I just run around here and do that. Okay. All right. But let me tell you, it's funny how his body language reflects. You guys saw that, right? How it changed and it shifted. We went from a shift of I don't give a to wait a minute. Let me save my I remember why he moved out. Okay, you could have known that. You understand? When you get into a disagreement financially with a family member over a bill, over money, which is the root of all evil. Understand that. Okay? Okay? Understand that. It is the root of all evil. Money is. People fall out about money all day long. That's why I don't like people. I don't like how the world moves because it's all about shmoney. You know what I'm saying? And it's sick because guess what? In that casket, you can't take that money with you. So was it really worth it? It never is. I promise you that. That's one thing that I learned as a young adult, and that's one thing that I teach my son daily. Like, understand me, it's never ever worth having an argument over some money. It's never worth losing a good heart or changing your heart over some money, right? Root of all evil. But you had a fight with your family member about it, but you didn't remember until right now. So you have the opportunity to give them a story real quick. But you don't want to talk to them about nothing else. You understand? Like, this is how up this world is. This world is up. You understand me? Like, now you got a story. So now let's hear it. Watch his body language.
Or something like that. I don't know. DCYF showed up and the police showed up because they said
Look.
that we were unfit to have the children at the house because there was no electricity in the house.
Okay.
But we had a generator running, we had the fridge hooked up to it, there's food in the fridge, everything was fine. The police showed up, seen that the kids was fine, there was nothing wrong with them. The DCYF showed up and they left.
And was that like summer, fall? Like when was that?
I want to say maybe spring going into summer. Maybe.
Oh, okay. So like, you guys hadn't been there for too long then.
6 months or so.
Okay. And how did it end up that you guys got kicked out of there?
All right, so it was my grandmother's house.
Right.
They didn't pay the mortgage or whatever. They moved to Florida, so the mortgage payments weren't being paid. And I don't know, right around Thanksgiving sometimes, the sheriffs came and threw us out. And then me, Harmony, and Declan, and Seamus, and Kayla left.
And where the heck did you guys go from there?
We were in our car.
Oh, so you lived in your car at that time?
For a couple of days.
Okay.
And then
did you have like a van or something like that back then at least? What were you driving back then?
Chrysler of some kind, I forget.
Oh, so it was just like a sedan?
Sedan, yeah.
Okay, so you're living in the car, so you, Kayla, and the 3 kids were living in the car for a few days, and then how'd you get up out of that situation? Like who took you in, or where'd you guys end up?
We ended up going to our mom's house, Kayla's mom's house.
Okay, and what's...
Now listen, he's telling the investigators. Let me tell you guys something, okay? And I'm glad that you agree, on that, because it surely is the root of all evil. And yes, Jane Locke, you cannot take it with you. I hate people that argue about money. I hate it. I hate it. I think it is the root of all evil. And it's something that for me, I will never, ever, 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 ever argue with anybody over some money, ever. Okay? But listen, well, Adam, he's telling these investigators that they lived in the car for a few days. Okay? All right? I'm trying to spend all mine, lol. Well, you trying to spend it before you go? Okay. You trying to spend it before you go? You ain't going nowhere. Shit. You right here. You ain't going nowhere. Now listen, Akram is sitting here trying to tell them that he lived in the car for a few days. Let me tell you something about that statement and why I disbelieve that statement. I disbelieve it. I do not believe that. I believe they lived in the car a lot longer than that. Okay? A lot longer than a few days. I think they lived in the car for at least a month or a few months. Okay? Because that's what they talked about in some of their reports, that they lived in the car and that's why they couldn't find them for months at a time. 7 to 9 months to find you and Kayla? Yeah, living in a car, you were not at her mother's house after a few days. He is lying to them. He had that baby in that car for a while, okay? And she was unalive, moving her to U-Haul, like all kind of shit. They were homeless in that car for a while. That's why the police cannot locate this man. So this is another lie told to these investigators. And then you went to Kayla's mom's house. If you didn't know, that didn't happen like that, sir. It didn't at all. At all. The timeline that I tried to play you tells us it didn't happen. Like, I know it didn't.
Her name?
Chris.
Chris. How she? Well, I mean, she must be okay.
And since they went to Kayla's mom's house, where's Kayla's mom when Harmony came up missing? She didn't ask about her for 2 years. Was the mom the only one concerned, the birth mother, that took her for Thanksgiving and then didn't see her again? FaceTimed her back in November and then didn't see her for 2 years again? Like, is that the only person on this earth that did she not have a set of four grandparents? Like, where was Kayla's mom? Because they went to Kayla's mom's house. So I know that they had their own set of kids. So him and Kayla Montgomery had 3 kids, and then they had Harmony. Okay, so explain to me, didn't Kayla's mom ask any questions? Just being a grandma of the other 3 children? That's my thing. Like, where is the accountability? Where is it? You had grandparents too on both sides. Technically, she had 6 grandparents. Yeah, you had some grandparents. Yeah. Hello? You had 6 different people watching over you. You had Adam's parents, you had Crystal Sorey's parents, and you had Kayla Montgomery's parents. Because you went to Kayla Montgomery's mom's house. That's 6 set of grandparents, and nobody asked? No.
Take you guys in.
Yeah. All right. All right. I. You know what, man? Like, I don't even want to talk anymore. Like,
Absolutely not.
beating around the bush, man. It just seems a little too silly to me.
Well, I'm trying to figure out who can substantiate your claims that you're not this monster or person that either DCYF made you out to be, or your family who you didn't get along with, or whoever. So that's why I'm trying to let you kind of speak your piece about all that shit. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying. I just got nothing else to say.
It's funny. He stops talking whenever he feels like it. He stops talking whenever he feels like it, unless he has a story to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, unless he has a random story to tell, like, oh, I remember why Kevin moved out and Grandma moved out. Oh, let me tell you. Let me get another cigarette, and then I'll tell you. But then when he's done with his quick little story, then I don't have nothing else to say, man.
And I just don't want to sit there and can I smoke another butt?
Sure.
Yeah, entitled to go to jail for the rest of his life. Get the death penalty. Look, what I tell you, cigarette. Cigarette.
So I smoke butts for a minute.
Look,
That's all good.
can I get another cigarette?
But yeah, no.
Before I change into my jumpsuit?
But to sit there, man, and sit there.
Excuse me, can I get another cigarette before I change into my jumpsuit? Because these are the last cigarettes I'm going to get before I get served with the death penalty if they have the balls to give it to me.
Tell me you yourself too, like, this is why I feel like it's just all bullshit. This is just a game. I know it is. I'm not stupid. You fucking
I'm just trying to give you the opportunity to explain yourself.
You're sitting here telling me not to make me out to look like some monster.
Well,
But
no,
you told my girlfriend the other day that she should get the fuck away from me. That you don't even know who I am and what my past is like and all types of crazy shit. Like, but sit there and look me in my face.
Adam, I think you're talking about Kelsey.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Kelsey might be exaggerating a little bit.
I don't know.
His parents are entitled losers for the simple fact that they didn't step up and we haven't heard from them yet. That's who they are. I don't know. We can find out though. Trust me, I'm going to dig much deeper because I want to know where the 6 were. The 6 grandparents that were supposed to be looking over this beautiful, precious baby that was moved from U-Haul to shelter ceilings everywhere. She was placed. The shelter had to call the police because they smelt death. Okay, they smelt Harmony's body because they hid her in the ceilings of the shelter when they were staying there. Okay, all right. There's some facts for you guys right there. Okay, okay.
Exaggerate like that.
It wasn't us talking to Kelsey either.
Oh,
There was other people talking to her, just so you know.
She told me, she gave me your card and said this was the guy that said it.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you that I didn't say that. But if you want to believe it, that's fine.
I mean, she never had no reason to lie to me, so I don't know what she would lie about at that point.
She also told me she had no idea that you had a daughter, so I guess we could say the same thing about you telling her that.
Right. Well,
right?
She knew I had a daughter. I mean, I have one with Kayla, so she knew I had a daughter.
She didn't know about Harmony.
She knew I had other kids.
You had 3 with Kayla.
She told me she had no idea that you ever like lived with her and that you like barely knew her. I don't know if she was lying to me because for whatever. I have no idea. I don't know her. I know you better than her, so that's what I'm saying. So Christina takes you guys in, and she's doing all right. And then would you guys move over to Union Street after that? Is that when you guys get that spot?
Nope, we go to the shelter.
And that's the one on
where they
like
smelt Harmony's body, like I told you.
They allowed you to go as a family to the shelter?
See, I thought they didn't like.
What did I just tell you? Now, shelter called the police because this loser he's not even a human being, hid Harmony's body in the ceilings of the shelter that they were staying in. And because she was already passed away, they smelt the death on that baby's body all the way through that shelter. And that's why they snuck off and left. Okay? This is how ballsy this man was. That's what he did. That's one of the details of this case. It's so much deeper than that. And we're going to go there.
Like guys there for some reason.
They always like guys there. They didn't let me in there this time for no reason. Their reason was bullshit because I would have been there with Kayla again.
So back then they let you in there.
Oh yeah.
And it was all of you guys, like it was the 5 of you. They let you guys stay there.
No. All right, so yeah, you guys are just.
I'm trying to understand. I don't know your timeline of life, man. You're there. I'm not. That's why I'm trying to ask you these questions to clarify them.
I already told you the other day what transpired. So we didn't even go to her mother's house.
Okay. Who didn't go to her mother's house?
Harmony was all.
Okay, so Harmony didn't go to Chris's house. So explain to me how she didn't end up going to Chris's house.
I've already explained this to you.
Okay.
So they went there. Let me make sure that I have gained a clear understanding. You got 7 minutes left in the clip. Sorry for it being so live and long this morning, but you know what? We had to bring it to you. Listen, let me make sure that I'm going to gain a clear understanding before he opens up the rest of his mouth. So they want an explanation why Harmony didn't show up at Kayla's mom's house when they were homeless in that car. Because remember, she was already gone. She was already passed away. And remember, I don't want to talk. This is where he stops talking. It's funny when they ask questions about Harmony, he wants to stop talking. They're asking him why she didn't show up. Right? Why she didn't show up. with them at Kayla Montgomery's mother's house with the rest of the kids.
There's some discrepancies between what you're telling us and what other people are telling us. You're saying you brought her down to Mass, that somebody said she came up from Mass.
I never once said I brought it down to Mass.
What did you say? She came up here to get her?
I never once said, I was audio and video recorded the other day. I never once said I went down to Mass.
So you're saying that she came up from Mass?
Massachusetts.
I'm not saying anything else.
Look, that's where the mom lived.
Why is it that you refuse to
The
talk
birth
about her
mom.
every time we bring her up?
Because you guys are just sitting here beating a bush. It's over and over. You guys asked me what happened the other day. I told you what happened.
You wouldn't,
now
you wouldn't tell us the other day.
You guys talked to me the other day. I explained to him what happened the other day. And now it was just a charade. Yep. No, don't worry about it. You're not under arrest. And now come up with some fucking
We
bullshit.
didn't arrest you.
No, the other day. No, but then you had a fucking SWAT team roll up on me and the fucking D-Techs follow me around for the last 3 days.
Yeah, people are coming out of the woodwork. That's what we're trying to tell you. Like, we don't want you to be painted as a monster. We want you to maybe explain yourself a little bit and give us some side of your story. We have nothing. We have just what we're hearing from people. $40,000 to drag a lot of people out, whether you believe you're your friends or not.
No, I bet
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, I know it is. Absolutely it is.
It's what we're trying to get. Now's your time. Like, you keep locking up on us. You don't want to tell us anything about her.
No, I got nothing else to say.
I think you care
About all my kids.
right, but the one I care the most about is your daughter, Harmony. And we have people around the clock calling into us, giving us tips from all over the country because they care too to try to find.
No, they didn't find Harmony up there because they moved and skipped off and took Harmony with them. Okay, and they didn't find the guns there either. They smelt death. They smelt something horrible, and they called the police. And by the time the police got there, they were already gone. So they were moving Harmony's body everywhere. They even moved her in the ceilings of the shelter to hide her. But the shelter smelt something horrible when they got there, when they moved in that room or wherever they moved, into the family room. And then Adam and Kayla took off. Okay, so they had her. Yeah, they smelt Harmony. Thank you. They smelt her remains, right? Because these dummies brought her remains into the shelter. They hid her in the ceilings of the shelter. And then once the shelter came to them and asked them, it's a smell in here, whatever, and they were going to call the police, they skipped off and started living in the car. Okay? They moved the body multiple times, you guys, to the U-Haul. Had her in a fridge, in a freezer, in a duffel bag. There are a bunch of spaces that Harmony's body was moved. Okay, multiple times. All right, multiple times. And then one day, Kayla says that he rented a U-Haul, took Harmony's body, took her to work, and she never saw Harmony's body again, which was a lie because she was there. That day, she was not at work. She was already terminated from Dunkin' Donuts. And that's why she's doing time, for her charges. She got 2 charges. And she's asking for her criminal charges not to come into the to come into the murder trial. So that's what they're arguing about right now. Okay? All right. So you will definitely have to run back and replay. Okay, but we are going to get you caught up. Don't worry. The trial does start next month, but don't worry. We are dropping content on this case, and we're dropping it in chronological order so we can show you guys. So don't worry. We're going to make sure that, the story is told. You're going to have to probably do a replay or back up or whatever. See the first videos. But yes, we're going to show you what happened to her. Okay? We're showing you. We're going to bring it all the way back. This thing happened back in 2019. It didn't even get reported until 2021. This girl was missing for 2 years straight. 2 years straight, this 5-year-old was missing. This 5-year-old's now 7. Okay? 2 years straight without being reported. Okay? This man was bold.
Find where she is. My only goal, which I told you the other day,
He lied and said that she was in Massachusetts with the mom. That's why they keep saying Mass. Was she in Mass? You dropped her off in Mass, or you picked her up in Mass? Listen.
is to make sure that she's safe. I don't want you to get tied into something if you didn't do anything wrong. My job is not to jam somebody up for something that they didn't do wrong. And if you can tell me that you didn't do anything wrong, then I want to believe you because, dude, I've met you now a few times. I helped you out when you were at the hospital when you were having a fucking meltdown. You told me about your kids. I sat there and I talked to you. Dude, I could have fucking tased you right there, and I didn't do that because
There he goes.
I saw deep down inside that you were hurting. And
There he goes. Good cop, bad cop, trying to build that rapport, trying to get it out of him. But let me tell you, even after 2 freaking years, this douchebag won't budge. You know why he won't budge? Anybody wanna amp up why he won't budge? He wants him to spare his life. Spare his life.
that I wanted to help
Make
you.
a deal.
Right now, all I'm trying to do is help your daughter. I want to bring her home, and I can't do that without your help. Dude, I can't do that without your help. Help, hey, can you look at me? Help me, please. That's all I'm asking for. I can't sleep until I know that she's okay. And I know that you know where she is or what happened to her, but I can't do it without your help. And if you don't want to look like this fucking animal, because I don't think you are. Not that I don't think you are, I know you aren't. But
He's an animal.
I can only do so much for you, man.
I know.
I'm begging you to help me. Because as much as you're hurting inside, I'm also hurting inside. And I don't know how you can sleep at night because I'm sure it's eating the shit out of you. Am I wrong?
No, it's eating me in pies. I know I'm not fucking seeing my wife. I'm not seeing my kids. You guys are just playing games like this.
Dude, but I'm not trying.
We're not trying to play games again.
Good.
Like,
telling my wife and kids that I'm not allowed to see my wife and kids. Like,
but dude, that was a mistake from some court paperwork that hadn't been updated. So like I said, I apologize for that.
But it was updated. DCYF told them.
No. This was some like DV paperwork I'm talking about.
But I'm talking about DCYF already told us multiple times that there was no contact order.
Maybe through DCYF, but
Don't you little exactly? How dare the nerve of these cowards sit here and tell this monster he's not a monster just because you want to get it out of him. You're not going to get it out of him. Tell him he is a monster. Tell him what the fuck he is. He's under arrest. Okay? You have enough. He is a monster. Don't tell him what he's not. How dare you tell him what he's not?
Would have been through DCYF. So let's fucking forget about it.
Right,
You've seen your kid, you've seen your wife and kids over the last how many days, right?
I haven't seen them in the last 2. I haven't seen my kids in the last 2 days, 3 days.
Okay. You're always going to be their father. Declan, Seamus, and then Sierra, right? Kiera. And then there's Harmony.
I got nothing else to say. That's it, guys. I got nothing
Hey,
else to say.
can you make me a promise? Like man to man? Can you tell me that she's alive?
You're gonna play the same word games that you played with me the other
No.
day.
It's not word games.
I got nothing else
because we
to
care,
say.
man. We want to know.
This isn't gonna go anywhere. Like this isn't gonna stop. So
No, no, it's not.
So
So
either get on the bus now or get run over.
I got nothing else to say.
Why is it you have so much trouble talking about Harmony?
Guys, I got nothing else to say. I want a lawyer with me.
We'll leave this copy of this ex parte or it's a petition from DCYF. You can read it later sometime. I'll put it in your property. It's basically the same thing you got the other day. It's just a little more detailed that we handed you. It does say that you're ordered to help us locate Harmony Buttes unless you're not going to do that.
I'm just telling you guys I want a lawyer.
It is 9:25.
Exactly, right? Now you want a lawyer. Now you want a lawyer. Now you want a lawyer. Now it's over. They say it ain't over till the fat lady sings, all that stuff. She has sung, it is over with, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? This is a monster, period. He's always going to be a monster, period. Okay. Let me tell you that. He is a monster, period. Okay. Period. He's a monster. Okay. A monster. A freaking monster. Okay. So there you have it. There is Mr. Adam Montgomery. Okay. Showing us his best side from the right to the left, from the left to the right. Okay. Unbelievable. I said we need to be careful who we call parents around here. We absolutely do. Okay. Not not a parent alone. It's an honor to be a parent. Monster is what you call him. A monster. A demon. Okay? A demon and not in disguise at all. Nonchalant. That's what he gave us. He murdered his own daughter. Why his wife sat by and watched. So we are going to watch this case unfold. We're going to watch it. We're going to watch it unfold. I want justice for Harmony Montgomery. I want justice for Crystal Sorey. She deserves justice. We all make mistakes, but she made the best choice that she could for her children by putting them with these foster parents and praying and hoping that they were fine. And I know she blames herself for it taking so long, but she can't. What she can do now is fight and fight to keep Harmony's name alive. And we definitely will follow the child and keep her name alive and hope that Adam Montgomery gets everything that he deserves. Kayla Montgomery gets everything that she deserves. And all of the adults that were involved that knew about the abuse, that they get it too. And they get charged to the game. Okay? Because the game is intrusive. And this is a great example of it being so intrusive that it takes the life of an innocent baby that we don't know, like I said, what she could have and would have been. But we do know what she is now, an angel watching over the other small angels. We can't keep losing angels every day, every second that passes. I could drop another story right now, 2 of them right now, where we just lost probably an angel in the last 24 hours. It's got to stop here. So, like I said, be kind to humanity, even when humanity is not kind to you. Okay? I'm serious, you guys. We got to change this shit around. Okay? Flip flop. Turn it upside down. Turn it on its head. Stop letting ugly rear its ugly head. And let's start caring. All those glasses that you have broken and dumped over and emptied out, put them back together and fill them up. Okay? Let's stop subtracting and let's multiply and add to it. Do you understand? If you understand where I'm coming from, please put some bangs in the chat because I'm talking to you about emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, how we have to build humanity and get back to it in order for it to come back and have a sense of it and be aware and have our eyes open emotionally for other people so that we can care. Okay? Even though we don't want to care about scumbags like him, we still have to care. Okay? Period. Because we are not the same. If we flow into the same transitional and oppositional and ignorance that the rest of humanity sits in, because they rather pay evil with evil. That's not how that works. So thank you so much for watching Trigger TV, you guys. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being in the room. Thank you so much for sticking with us during this time, you guys. I want to definitely invite you back for another episode. We'll be on tomorrow, so please look out. Turn your notifications on. We will be scheduling our lives so that you guys get ready and so you guys are ready to go when we lock and load up them 45s, babies. and we loaded them AKs, baby, because I'm telling you, we are ready to shoot fire, and we got our eyes on the swivel, baby. So please make sure you turn on your notifications. If you'd like to support the stream, you know how to do it, you guys. But we're going to get out of here, and we're definitely going to see you on the next one. Please join us next Friday for our wrap up. It's going to be wrap up, you guys. We wrap up all of our cases, okay? So we will have Yaya with us on the platform, on the motherfucking swivel with us, wrapping it up, wrapping up all the cases. We are going to talk about the Soto case next week, okay? So look forward to that and our third suspect after we get some more information on the mom. So please look forward to that one, okay? But until next time, you guys, be kind to one another, no matter what. Don't let humanity change you. You guys be kind to yourself, be kind to one another, love each other, and take it 5 minutes at a time. And one day it's too much. I'm out of here. Go ahead and get me out of here. Play me out, DJ. I love you. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out. Peace. And I love you guys. Hit that like button on your way out. Smash it, flip it, and wipe it down. I'm out.